Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check 99. Check 99.
Let's go double count right here. Double count.
They'll run on first down. Witherspoon. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4. To throw is Wilson. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one. I don't know why, but it's always agonizing to me to see a guy make a mistake in this phase of the game because you can it's all on him. All eyes there. He's got a chance to make a punt return, and instead he ends up putting it on the carpet.
Puts it on the carpet. The little rubber pellets shoot up. Never a good sign for a returner on this field turf surface.
No, not at all. And a bunch of them go up when they're all trying to get to the football, don't they?
Go! 60 on. Switch up. Switch on travel.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Check line 54. Line that.
Off the play fake. Harper. Open man here is Foster. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That goes for a gain of 31.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play. It was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. That may be a sneak peek on this opening drive of what this young rookie can showcase, his legs.
And normally, as you start a game, you're just thinking, can he get the snap? Can he hand off? Can he just execute? Instead, he doesn't waste any time on wrapping another dimension to his game, showing off those wheels, and picking up some nice yardage.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now the former Terrapin, this is Ty Johnson. And his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now a handoff here to his running back. Only 2 yards on the pickup there, and now they're looking at a long 3rd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Run left, run left. Get up. Hold up. He's coming. Reload. 14, find it. Bang.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in a 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-zip. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On 1st down, Witherspoon. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
Alert.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up 1st downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Pete Carroll, no stranger to rolling the dice. He'll roll it again. 4th down, they're going for it.
Check it down, 4 down. Zebra. Check 43. 19.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. Play action. It's Wilson. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 10 from the 21. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. Wilson. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Here's Wilson to throw. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver, and it's 2nd down.
Here we go. Set. 8. Read. 54. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Shoot.
To throw again. Harper. Screenplay. Johnson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Get that ball. Get that ball. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch.
From the gun, Harper. Got it open, man. It's Foster. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Mike 54.
Off play action. Harper. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Von Bell. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Now a play fake here on first down. Johnson, the intended target. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson flushed out right. He'll try and run it. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Tracy Walker in on the tackle. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Here I come.
They'll try the left side. Witherspoon. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Hey, turn it up. 36. Check nickel. Slam.
4 down.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson being chased out left. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Here's a 2nd and 7. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. Off the play fake. Harper. Eluding the pressure right. That was going to let it go deep right sideline. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Ready?
Off play action. Harper looking left side and has got a man. It's Norton. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10.
Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5.
Hey, orbit.
Record.
Hey, rock it. Rock it.
Operating from the gun. Harper. And he rifles one incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Go.
Throwing again. Harper. Goes for the right side here. Complete. Touchdown, Detroit. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Go!
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also...
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4.
Off the play fake. Harper. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Let's
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Running from the gun, Johnson. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with third and still 7 yards to go.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Hey, exit.
Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Here we go.
On third down, Harper. This is Johnson. He's got it. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
2nd and 2. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jadeveon Clowney picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Ready? 50, play. Protein spill.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Joker.
Ready?
Throwing on third and long. Harper. He'll find Galladay. That's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 20-yard line. This quarterback now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on first down. Looking to throw. Harper. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now a give, right side, Witherspoon. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. Wilson now to throw on third down. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Von Bell. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. And he's going to have the connection to Foster. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Don't get nervous. You go tight.
Pilot, 64, weak.
You got tight.
Hey, Charlie. Snap.
To throw again. Harper. Johnson's got it complete. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Back to throw. Harper. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Robert Foster, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
On 2nd down now, Witherspoon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Seahawks on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Come on. Motion. Echo. Tight as Ringo. Tight as
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 1st down, Seattle. 16 yards the gain there.
16 yards. 1st down, Seahawks.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And Justin Coleman brings him down.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game. So he's really made his presence felt in this one.
They'll keep it on the ground. Witherspoon. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Mike 35.
Now Wilson. He wants it all for the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, his second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are able to at least knock this deficit down a bit. Extra point up and through by Myers as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
Blue draw Corkers.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Now it's him carrying for Johnson. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber.
Rush in.
They go.
Off play action. Harper. He'll get this one to Galladay. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 14. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
2nd and 9 now. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Badgley on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Now a give right side. Witherspoon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, first down Seahawks. Wilson now, he's hit on just 5 of 15 throws, a poor percentage, but it's 1st and 10. 2 yards on the carry there, it'll be 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Witherspoon. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. They find some open field here. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Off the play fake. Harper. Got a man on the right sideline. That's Norton. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Lions, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.